influence growing up, sir?
I liked the old-time cats like Steve Martin, Marty Allen, Joe Rossi, Milton Berle, Rodney Dangerfield, Eddie Murphy. I love those types. I like the old school, and that was the newer school. There was structure, there was jokes, there was character, there was persona. They took you on a journey, and those were the pioneers.
How did you get started in comedy?
Bottom line, I was in law school. First year law school, I was miserable.
Yeah.
I said, what am I going to do with this profession? I hate it. I don't relate to my fellow classmates. So I said, what can I do adventurous with this vocation? And I said, you know what, I'm going to join the Marine Corps. So I got a split summer program in Paris Island, South Carolina, to train as a Marine. And they offered me a split summer program because I was a law student, so I was a catch. Because you're supposed to go to officer boot camp when you have certain diplomas. So I went to Marine Corps boot camp, and I would make the drill instructors laugh. I would use vocabulary they couldn't understand whenever they berated me. And not only would I make them laugh, when they would punish me, my fellow recruits would volunteer to be punished with me because they knew I wouldn't shut my mouth. So they would come up with interesting punishments for me. They put me 45 minutes in the mosquito fields, and every time you move or twinge from the bites, you get extended time to stand at attention. And other recruits volunteered to stand with me, just to hear what I would say back to the. Obviously, even though they were in pain, that little brevity of humor was worth it for them. And so it got to a point where I had a week and a half to go, and I had trouble swimming because I never learned how to swim. So, and the way they teach you is you got your M16A2 on you, your flak jacket. It was very intense. I needed more time. So in Brooklyn, I don't know from the pools. I never went to summer camps. I only know from the concrete and stickball. So they wanted to consolidate my program. On my way out, I said no. It was in my contract. Nothing would interfere with my law school. So as I'm leaving, my drill instructor stops me. He goes, I hear you're leaving, Savitt. Good, you're a failure. And the next great war, while you're watching it on television, and your wife, your unfortunate wife, bears you a child. And during the next great war, while you're watching it on television, your child's gonna look at you in your blue eyes. And you know what you're gonna say to your son, Savitt? You could have been a Marine. You're a failure. One more thing, don't be a lawyer, be a comedian. And that gave me the impetus to start comedy during my second year of law school at night. When I began comedy, I was using my power for evil. I was a seductor, a master seductor on stage. And it was a different act. I would reveal the id of men, what they think in the locker room. And I would share that through my act with men and women. And some I hit too close to home for, but it definitely had an impact. I won many competitions with that, and I've gotten a lot of work out of that act. To give you an example, I would say, you know, a lot of these guys would spend money on the hotel. I would never do that. I'm an outdoorsman.
Right.
Have you ever made love in an alley on top of a stack of cardboard behind a cigar room? By the way, this is an amazing cigar lounge that I took these boys at. This is called the Lone Wolf Cigar Lounge on Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles. Amazing. You don't even understand what's in here. Maybe they'll give a little scan before they go for your viewing pleasure and aesthetics.
Let's move on to your comedy act. You are one of the only comedians that I know that has spirituality involved in your your act, and that's a unique perspective. How did you figure out how to involve spirituality in your act?
Well, I've always been exposed to spirituality. We're all spiritual.
But you never see a comedian use spirituality like you do.
No, not like I do. You see it done, but not like I do.
Exactly.
I create a workshop where people come to my show, and I'll talk to the dead. I'll do past life readings. It's incredible what I do. I'm amazing.
I believe it.
Yeah, like, Tony Robbins, like they walk on coals while they're in the bag, all that stuff. That's pussy stuff. That's pussy stuff. In my class, we put on cement shoes and push you into the water.
That's impressive.
Yeah, Brooklyn style.
Time is not the healer of all wounds. Can you elaborate on that, what you mean by time is not the healer of all wounds?
Have you ever had your heart broken?
Of course.
Have you been healed completely?
No, you never will.
Right.
But
it changes you.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where I come in. That's where you come to my seminar. And I eliminate all pain and memories by setting you up with another woman. And then another one. Sometimes I swap wives. Because sometimes their marriage is over, they don't realize it. This is what I call feng shui. When you rearrange, tomato.
Okay.
You rearrange the room, it's speed dating. Well, this happens. I move energy in my room. So like there's been a married couple for 30 years, and I had them switch with someone else, and they left with that other person. And that's what I do. That's the miracle of the Tommy Lama. That's the name I go by now.
Tommy Lama.
Because it also helps for people who are looking to collect debts from me under my old name. That's why I'm hiding out in Vegas.
All right then. Tommy Lama, everybody.
Namaste.
Thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you, sir.